Hi everyone, it's Bianca here. Welcome to part 8 of the Land of Stoneflowers, the final part. So we start with the first round, all the way around single crochets. The base color is back on the hook and we start here in a corner of a long side. We begin to work a corner on top of that chain 3 here, and we make here a corner of a standing single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in that same stitch. So here on top of the very first double crochet, that's the chain 3, yarn over, pull up, yarn over and pull to 2 for a standing single crochet. Now make a chain 1, go back into that same stitch to make another single crochet for your first corner. Then here in that first double crochet you make 2 single crochets in that same space, so you work over the chain 3. Then the next double crochet, around that double crochet 1 single crochet. Here in that single crochet here of that color, 1 single crochet in that stitch. Around the next double crochet in that space between those 2 stitches, 2 single crochets in that same space. Around the next double crochet we work only 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet in the next stitch of the color. Then the next double crochet, around that stitch 2 single crochets in that same space. Then only 1 single crochet around the next double crochet and 1 single crochet in that stitch of the color. Two single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet around the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the stitch of the color, the next color. 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet around the next stitch and 1 single crochet in the next stitch of the next color. 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet around the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the next color. 2 single crochets around the next double crochet, 1 single crochet around the next double crochet, 1 single crochet in the next color. Then here around the next stitch 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet around the next stitch, and then we have here the chain 2 corner space of the first square with the big flower. In that space make only 1 single crochet. Now on top of every stitch of the square you work in each stitch only 1 single crochet all across the next corner. So in every stitch 1 single crochet. Then here in the chain 2 corner space of the first square, only 1 single crochet in that space. Then you work 1 single crochet here in the joint stitch on the top of the joint stitch in the middle of that stitch. So enter your hook in the middle of that joint stitch, make only 1 single crochet in that stitch, and then we skip over to the next square. That's a little square here in that chain 2 corner space, 1 single crochet in that space. And then on top of every stitch of that little square, 1 single crochet. So I work my last single crochet on the last stitch, then here in the chain 2 corner space, 1 single crochet in that space, 1 single crochet here in the top of the joint stitches, here in the middle of that stitch. Then we skip over to the next square, and that's a long square here in the corner, chain 2 corner space. We make only 1 single crochet in that chain 2 corner space, and then on top of every double crochet till we reach the next corner, on top of every stitch also 1 single crochet. And this is the way how you work all the way around. So you work on top of every stitch 1 single crochet, and then here in a chain 2 corner space make only 1 single crochet. Then here in the joint stitches in the middle of a joint stitch also 1 single crochet, and then in the next chain 2 corner space of a square 1 single crochet, and then on top of every stitch 1 single crochet. Work like this, and I see you here back after you work your single crochets after that last little square. I work all my single crochets here in the last little square, that last single crochet here in the chain 2 corner space. Now around the next double crochet here only 1 single crochet, then around the next double crochet 2 single crochets around the next stitch. Then here on top of the collar stitch 1 single crochet in that stitch, and 1 single crochet around the next double crochet. Then the repeat of this side here, around the next double crochet 2 single crochets in that same space, 1 single crochet on top of the collar stitch, and 1 single crochet after that collar stitch around the next double crochet, 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the top of the collar stitch, and 1 single crochet around the next stitch, 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet on top of the next collar, and 1 single crochet around the next stitch, 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet on the top of the next collar, 1 single crochet after that collar stitch around the next stitch. 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet in the top of the next color, 1 single crochet around the next stitch, 2 single crochets around the next stitch, 1 single crochet on top of the next color, 1 single crochet around the next stitch. Then around the last double crochet here, we work 2 single crochets around that stitch, and then we have to create a next corner on top of the very first stitch here in the corner. So in that corner stitch, make 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet back into that same stitch for a second corner. On the first side we work now in total 247 single crochets in total. That's the first stitch, the first single crochet here after that first corner of that single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. After that chain 1, that first single crochet, and then here our second corner, we work also 1 single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. That single crochet for that chain 1. That's in total 247 stitches in total. Please count your stitches. So we turn our blanket to the short side, and then the first single crochet is here already made. That single crochet after that chain 1 in the corner. Now in the next 196 stitches, and that's on top of every double crochet on this short straight side, work also 1 single crochet. So on every double crochet 1 single crochet. I have to work my last 2 single crochets on top of the last double crochets, and then here in the corner we make a new corner here on the top of the chain 3 in the third chain stitch, 1 single crochet in that stitch, chain 1, 1 single crochet back into that same stitch. Now we work from corner to corner, and that's the stitch 4, and after that chain 1, in total 171 single crochets. Now you repeat on the next long side all the stitches that you did before on the other side, and also on the short side all the single crochets. Work all the way around like this. My last stitches, then I'm all the way around. My last single crochet here on top of the last double crochet for the corner. Then we close on top of the very first standing single crochet with a slip stitch. Go under through that stitch, grab your yarn, pull through, pull through. Now you have all the way around made single crochets, 836 in total, and then in the corners 4 times 1 chain. In round 2 we work all the way around double crochets. Your first double crochet on the top of that standing single crochet, that's a chain 3. That's your first double crochet. Now in the next stitch, and that must be here in the chain 1 space, we make a new corner, 2 double crochets in that chain 1 space. It's 1 and 2, then in chain 2 1, 2, back into that same chain 1 space, 2 double crochets to complete your first corner. Then we skip here the first single crochet after that chain 1. We go to the next stitch, and that's the place where we start on the straight side. In every stitch 1 double crochet. So you work in every stitch 1 double crochet, and then in every chain 2 of chain 1 corner space 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then after that chain 1 space, that first single crochet, you skip that stitch. Then into the next stitch you work your double crochet, and then in every stitch 1 double crochet all the way around. I work my last stitches here, and then I'm all the way around with double crochets. Now cut the yarn and make an invisible join in the beginning. I made a slip knot on the hook with a new color, and we begin on this long straight side here in the chain 2 corner space, and in that chain 2 corner space we begin with a standing single crochet. The yarn is on the hook. Now enter your hook in that chain 2 corner space, grab your working tail and pull a loop, yarn over, pull for 2. Make a chain 2, back into that same chain 2 corner space with a single crochet. Into the next 8 stitches we work 1 single crochet. Your first stitch is here after that chain 2 in your first double crochet. That's 1. 8 in total. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So we have here our corner, 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and then 8 single crochets. We start on the repeat that we work all across the end. The first repeat, we make a front post treble around the single crochet here below the next stitch. Yarn twice over the hook, so this is your next stitch, and then here 1 row below around that single crochet. You work around that single crochet. Grab your working tail, pull on the through, yarn over, pull for 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Now you skip here the next stitch here on the back, and then into the next stitch make 1 single crochet. A front post treble around the next stitch here 1 row below. And you skip here also after that where we make that single crochet, that front post treble around that single crochet, we skip the next single crochet, and then you work the next front post treble around the next single crochet of round 1. Yarn twice over, then here skip 1 single crochet, then around the next single crochet, a front post treble. skip here the next stitch on the back, then in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and we make 3 more of these trebles. A front post treble around the next stitch, around that single crochet, and you skip here that single crochet here between. Skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, front post treble around round 1, and you skip 1 single crochet of round 1, skip the next stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and again round 1 a front post treble. So we have here 5 trebles, then skip 1 stitch here on the back, then in the next 5 stitches make 1 single crochet. That's 2, 3, 4 and 5. And these stitches are the repeat that we work all across the next corner. So the next repeat, front post treble around the next stitch of round 1, so and you see that you skip here also 5 single crochets between the 2 trebles here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Around the 6th single crochet you work your first front post treble. Skip 1 stitch, 1 single crochet in the next. Make a front post treble. Skip 1 stitch, 1 single crochet, front post treble, skip 1 stitch, 1 single crochet, front post treble, skip 1 stitch, 1 single crochet, front post treble, skip 1 stitch, and then in the next 5 stitches 1 single crochet. This is the way how you work all the way to the next corner. If you make your last repeat, then you have also for the next corner also 8 stitches left over. I made all my stitches on the first side, and then on the end of this row you have 8 stitches left over. Make also 8 single crochets in total for the chain to corner space. Now in the chain to corner space we make a new corner of 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet back into that same space for a new corner. Now we start on the short side. We work at the same way that we did here, this pattern here, but now we work not 8 single crochets but 5 single crochets in the beginning and on the end. But in the beginning we skip the first double crochet here in the after that corner. So we skip 1 stitch, then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet, and that's the first of 5. So 1 in the next, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then you start with the front post trebles with between a single crochet 5 times and then 5 single crochet. Then you start all over with the pattern. This is the way how we work all the way around. So on the end of this short side we have on the end 5 stitches over. So in the last 5 stitches you work also 1 single crochet. then in the chain 2 space 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet in that same space. Then you start all over again with the pattern of the long side. You work in the beginning 8 single crochets, but you do not skip that first stitch. You work also in that first stitch after the chain 2 corner space. Work like this all the way around. We close this round with a invisible join. The base color is back on the hook, and we start with a standing double crochet in a chain 2 corner space. It doesn't matter which one, you choose one corner. The yarn is on the hook, yarn over, enter hook in the chain 2 corner space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull for 2, yarn over, pull for 2. Back in that same chain 2 corner space, 1 double crochet more, chain 2, and then we make only 1 double crochet in that same corner. So we make a corner of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 1 double crochet. This is the way that we work in every corner. Now on top of every stitch 1 double crochet. So you hear also that first single crochet after that chain 2 corner space. That's your first stitch. In every stitch 1 double crochet all the way around, and then in every chain 2 corner space you work a corner of 2 double crochets, chain 2, 1 double crochet all the way around. Make an invisible join in the beginning and weave the tails in. I made my stitches all the way around. In the beginning I work a invisible join to close this round, and then we start here in a chain 2 corner space of a short side. And a new color is on the hook with a slip knot, and then we start with a standing single crochet in that chain 2 corner space. The yarn is on the hook. Now enter the hook in the chain 2 corner space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over and pull for 2. Chain 2, 1, 2, back into that same chain 2 corner space with another single crochet to complete your first corner. After that corner, that first double crochet here after that chain 2, we skip that stitch. Then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet, and also into the next 7 stitches 1 single crochet. That's 8 in total after that corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now here between the 2 trebles, front post trebles, here that single crochet, around that single crochet we make a new front post treble stitch. Yarn twice over the hook, then here around that single crochet make a front post treble. Then skip the next stitch here, and then into the next stitch 1 single crochet. This front post treble is the first stitch of the repeat of the next stitches. So front post treble stitch around the next single crochet, skip 1 stitch, into the next stitch 1 single crochet, front post treble around the next single crochet, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, also a treble into the around the next single crochet, then skip 1 stitch and then make into the next 7 stitches 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. And all these stitches is the repeat that you work across to the next corner. So the next repeat, I'll show you once more. If you start with a front post treble around the single crochet here between the first 2 trebles, skip 1 stitch, single crochet into the next, front post treble around the next single crochet, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, front post treble around the next single crochet, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, front post treble around the next single crochet, skip 1 stitch, and then into the next 7 stitches 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then you start all over again with the next repeat. So work these stitches across to the next corner. I work all my stitches, then here after that last treble stitch here you skip 1 stitch on the back, and then to the next corner we make in the next 8 stitches also 1 single crochet. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on top of the last double crochet, that's 8. So we will work on the end of this short row, short side, 8 single crochets for the chain to corner space, and we work also here 8 single crochets after that first corner. We start on the long side. First we make a corner with a single crochet in that chain to corner space, chain 2, 1 single crochet back into that same chain to corner space. Now the stitches, so across the long side here we skip that very first stitch here, that very first double crochet after that chain 2, then into the next stitch make 1 single crochet, and that's the first single crochet of 11 in total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So we work here after that chain to corner space on the long side, after that space 11 single crochets. We do that also on the next corner. So you repeat all these stitches what you did here at the same way. Make 4 times a treble with between 1 single crochet, and then here between the 2 groups here 7 single crochets. So all across to the next corner, and then in the next corner, here's your next corner of the long side. After you work that last treble, front post treble here, we have to make also for the next chain to corner space 11 single crochets, and then you work all your stitches on the short side and also on the long side all the way around. Close with a invisible join in the beginning and weave the tails in. new color on the hook, and we start with a standing double crochet in a corner space for chain 2, standing double crochet in that space, another double crochet back into that same space, chain 2, 2 double crochets in that same space to complete your first corner. Now on top of every stitch make 1 double crochet, also here in that first single crochet after that chain 2. So in every stitch 1 double crochet all the way around, and in every corner you work 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets at the same way that you did here, all the way around. Close with an invisible join in the beginning, weave the tails in. I work my stitches all the way around, make a invisible join in the beginning, and then we start here in the chain 2 corner space of a long side of the blanket with a new color, and then in that chain 2 corner space we start with a standing single crochet. So the yarn is on the hook, enter hook in that chain 2 corner space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over, pull for 2, make a chain 2, back into that same chain 2 corner space with another single crochet to complete the first corner. Now you skip here the very first stitch after that chain 2 corner space, and then in the next 15 stitches make 1 single crochet. So you skip that stitch into the next, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 1 to go, number 15. Then we make again front post trebles at the same way that we did here, between the 2 trebles here around that single crochet. So yarn over twice over the hook, around that single crochet, a front post treble. Then you skip the next stitch, single crochet into the next, front post treble around the next single crochet, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and again a front post treble stitch. Then you skip 1 stitch, and then in the next 9 stitches 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then you start all over with the front post trebles at the same way here. So front post treble, single crochet, treble, single crochet, treble, then skip also 1 stitch after that treble, and then in the next 9 stitches 1 single crochet all across the end. On the end of this first long side, after that last front post treble, you skip also 1 stitch on the back, and then in the last 14 stitches for the chain 2 corner space make 1 single crochet, 14 in total. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and the last stitch here, number 14. Then we make a new corner, 1 single crochet in the chain 2 corner space, chain 2, 1 single crochet back into that same space. Now we're going to start on the short side. I turn my blanket. And then we skip here the very first stitch after that single crochet here, that chain 2 corner space. We skip that first stitch, and then in the next 12 stitches make 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And then you start all over again with the front post treble stitches, and then 9 single crochets, and then 3 front post trebles all across the end of this short side. And then on the end of this short side, after that last front post treble here for the corner, you skip also 1 stitch here on the back, and then make in the next 11 stitches for the chain 2 corner space also 1 single crochet. And then you start all over again to repeat the long side and the short side of the blanket. On the end of this round you work also an invisible join to close this round. Start with the base color in the chain 2 corner space with the standing single crochet on the short side of the blanket. The yarn is on the hook, enter the hook in the chain 2 corner space, make 1 standing single crochet, chain 2, single crochet back into that same chain 2 corner space. Now skip here the very first stitch after the chain 2 corner space, and then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet, and we do that also on every stitch. Up every stitch 1 single crochet all the way around. So in every stitch 1 single crochet, then in every corner you work 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet, and after that corner you skip that first stitch here after that chain 2 corner space, and then in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and in every stitch 1 single crochet all the way around. We close here on top with a slip stitch in the beginning of that standing single crochet. My last 2 stitches of this round, and then I close with a slip stitch on top of the very first standing single crochet here, because we work in the next round with the same color. In the next round we start here in the chain 2 corner space. We make 1 slip stitch in that chain 2 corner space. So enter your hook in that chain 2, grab your yarn, pull through and pull through. So we start here in that chain 2 corner space. Make 1 chain, counts only to high up a stitch. Now back in that chain 2 corner space we make 3 single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3. Now we start on the repeat of this short side, and we begin with a chain 2, 1, 2, skip 1 stitch, and that's the stitch here after that chain 2 corner space, and then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip the next stitch, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, make a chain 2, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch make 1 single crochet. So we have here 3 loops. Now we make in the next 3 stitches 1 single crochet, 1 in the next, 2 in the next, and 3. And these stitches is the repeat you work here on the short side. I'll show you the repeat one more time. Make chain 2, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and then in the next 3 stitches also 1 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3, and then you start all over with the next repeat, all across the end of this short side. I made my last repeat here for the corner, so here 4 single crochets, then make a chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet, chain 2, then skip the last stitch, and then here in the chain 2 corner space we make 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. So we start on the long side of the blanket, and here after that 3 single crochets here in the corner we make a chain 2, but now we skip the next 2 stitches. So the first stitch is here after that chain 2, then the next stitch, and in the next stitch that's the point where we make our first single crochet. Make a chain 2, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and then in the next 3 stitches 1 single crochet. So only here on the long side we skip here in the beginning after that corner 2 stitches, and on the short side here we skip only 1 stitch after that 3 single crochets in the corner. So make your repeats like this all across this side here. Chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet, chain 2, skip, single crochet, chain 2, skip, single crochet, and then 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3. Work all your stitches on this side here. I work my stitches all the way across of this side here. 4 single crochets here for the corner. You make here that next repeat a little bit different. You make a chain 2. Now we skip the next 2 stitches, 1, 2, then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet, make a chain 2, skip 2 stitches, 1 single crochet into the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then here in the corner we make 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Now we work here all the stitches that you worked before on the short side, also on this short side here. So the short side, you make a chain 2, skip 1 stitch, that's that single crochet here after the chain 2, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet into the next, and then also 3 single crochets. So 1, 2 and 3, and you start all over again with the repeat on the short side. I'm on the end of the short side, the last repeat here, the 4 single crochets, make a chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet, chain 2, skip single crochet, chain 2, skip the last stitch for the chain 2 corner space, and in that corner we make 3 single crochets. And number 3. And after that corner we repeat all the stitches of the long side. Make a chain 2. Now we skip the next 2 stitches. Here, that single crochet after that chain 2 and the next stitch. Then in the next stitch make 1 single crochet, and then make your repeat at the same way that you did before. Chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 1 stitch, single crochet in the next stitch, and then 3 single crochet, 1, 2 and 3. On the end of this side, after that last repeat, 4 single crochets, we make a little bit different repeat here for the last corner. Make a chain 2, skip 2 stitches, single crochet in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, in the next stitch 1 single crochet, and then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and then we close here on top of the very first single crochet. So here you have your chain, counts for nothing. So here on top of the first single crochet we make a slip stitch. In the next round we use the same color. We start with the same color in the next round and we make 1 chain. It's only to hide a stitch. Now here in your last chain 2 space for that 3 single crochets in the corner, you go back into that same space and make 1 single crochet. So you go back into that same space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over and pull for 2. This is your very first stitch of this round. Make a chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then you skip the 3 single crochets in the corner, and then after that corner in that chain 2 space make 1 single crochet. Make a chain 2, into the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet, chain 2, in the next space, in that chain 2 space 1 single crochet. Then make a chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You skip the next 4 single crochets, and then in the next chain 2 space make 1 single crochet. This is the repeat we work all the way around. So make a chain 2, in the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet, chain 2, in the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet, then make a chain 6, 5 and 6. You skip the next 4 single crochets, then in the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 6, skip the next 4 single crochets, in the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet. So we work like this all the way around. In the next corner, here, if you work all your stitches, here in the next corner you make here in that last chain 2 space for the corner, you work 1 single crochet, make a chain 6, and then you skip here in the corner the 3 single crochets, and then in the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet. Work like this all the way around, and we close on top of the very first single crochet that's here in the beginning, in that first corner, here on top with a slip stitch. I made my stitches all the way around. Then here after that last chain 6 we make 1 single crochet in that chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, and then here on top of the very first single crochet for that chain 2 corner space we make 1 slip stitch. In the next round we use the same color. Next round with the same color, and in this round we work a lot of double crochets. We start first with a chain 1, counts for nothing, it's only to hype a stitch. And now here in that last chain 2 space for that corner chain 6 we work 1 single crochet. So you go back into that chain 2 space, grab your yarn, pull up, yarn over and pull for 2. This is your first single crochet of this round. Now here in that chain 6 space we make 6 double crochets, yarn over, enter your hook in the chain 6, grab your yarn, pull up and work 1 double crochet. This is the first of 6, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 double crochets. Now we make a picot, chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Then you go back here on top of the very last double crochet here in the front loop, and then also that little stitch here to the side. So we have 3 loops on the hook. Now we yarn over and make a slip stitch. So pull through all the stitches in one go. This is your little picot here. Now back in that same chain 6 space make 6 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now here in the next chain 2 space make 1 single crochet, chain 2, into the next chain 2 space 1 single crochet, and all these double crochets and those picots we work in every chain 6 space. So in the next chain 6 space make 6 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 double crochets. Then we made a to make a picot, chain 3. Then here on top of the last double crochet in the front loop and that little stitch to the side, make 1 slip stitch, 6 more double crochets in that same 6 chain space. That's 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then in the next chain 2 space we make 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet in the next chain 2 space. And this is the repeat. You work all the way around. Work all your double crochets and picots in every chain 6 space, and then we make 1 single crochet in the next chain 2 space, chain 2, single crochet in the next chain 2 space, all the way around. We close on top here, on top of the very first double crochet with a invisible join. I made my stitches all the way around, making an invisible join in the beginning, and this is what we have now. We have to do one more round, the last final round, and then the blanket is complete. We make a slip knot on the hook with the final color, and we begin with a standing single crochet here anywhere in a shell on top of the very first double crochet of 6 on this side here. So the yarn is on the hook, then here on top of the very first double crochet make 1 standing single crochet. Also in the next 5 stitches 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we work 6 single crochets on this side here. Then here in the picot, in the middle of that stitch we make 3 single crochets in that same space. 1, 2 and 3. Then on the next 6 stitches, on the next 6 double crochets, also 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then here the next single crochet and also the next single crochet, we make 2 single crochets together in both stitches. We work those stitches together. Enter your hook in the next single crochet, grab your yarn and pull up. Then you skip here the chain 2, go with your hook into the next single crochet, grab your yarn and pull up, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull to 3 in one go. And this is the repeat. We work all the way around. I'll show you the repeat one more time. So into the next 6 stitches 1 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then here in the middle of the picot we make 3 single crochets all in that same space. 1, 2 and 3. Then in the next 6 stitches 1 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then here on top of both single crochets here we work 2 single crochet together. So enter your hook in the next single crochet, grab your yarn, pull up, skip the chain 2, enter your hook in the next single crochet, grab your yarn, pull up, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull to 3 in one go. And this is the way how we work all the way around. Work all your stitches, make a invisible join in the beginning on top of the second single crochet, and then your blanket is complete. We're done with the blanket. I hope you enjoy making this blanket of your own. Enjoy your work that you can be proud of. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Click on the notification bell so you don't miss any new tutorial from me. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you next time. Bye!